Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing the NFL schedule for this week. And again, I had some stuff to do on the day I expected to record this. So the Saints and Jaguars games already happened. The Jaguars won 31-24, and the Saints blew opportunities. Derek Carr seemed really mad throughout the game, which some of it was his fault, some of it wasn't. A lot of stuff had been the play calling that the Saints fans don't like. But you can't take away that the Saints made a lot of mistakes. Jaguars capitalized. Jaguars gave them many opportunities to score in the first half at least. And then the Saints kept failing. And then Foster Moreau dropped a lot of touchdown. It would have tied the game probably. So, yeah, that's what's happened. That happened on Thursday. So let's discuss this week's games after that. At 1 o'clock, the Falcons go play the Bucks. The Bucks have a good defense. Falcons struggled on the road, especially with Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder's come off a bad performance against Washington. The Bucks coming off a performance that they only scored 6 points at home against the Lions. But they did good defensively. I think the Bucks will be able to win this game. The Falcons have just not proven themselves to be a good road team at all. And then at another 1 o'clock game, the Raiders versus Bears. The Bears suck. They are out Justin Fields now because I'm pretty sure he got his hand hurt or something like that. And the Raiders are coming off a win against the Patriots. The Raiders don't like to score over 20 points, but they end up being 3-3. And if no better team to play than the Bears, their backup quarterback. We'll see what happens. If I had to pick any team, I'd probably pick the Raiders. Probably going to be a lower scoring game, of course, because this is how these teams play. Bears are probably going to have a chance at 1 point late in the game to be able to do something and fail, like they always do. Then the Browns play the Colts. This one's an interesting matchup. Anthony Richardson's out for the year with a shoulder surgery that he's going to have because he decides not to slide a lot. And talking about shoulder injuries, Deshaun Watson might be back. We'll see. The Browns have struggled without him, but they're coming off a win against the 49ers. Very close to losing that game, though. But you're going to have a lot of close games against great teams. If you're able to beat them, that's all that matters. PJ Walker, don't start forcing the ball like he did that game. He almost threw that game away. So right now, playing the Colts, it's going to be an indoor game. Gardner Minshew versus either Deshaun Watson or PJ Walker. I have to trust the team that has a good defense. I'm going with the Browns. Gardner Minshew had a bad game, a very bad game actually, against the Jags. He kept throwing interception after interception. Give me the team that has a great defense. I'm going to go with the Browns. And then you have the Commanders versus Giants. Giants coming off a loss against the Bills. That was very controversial. And then the Commanders come off a win against the Falcons. The Giants, they have Saquon for this game. Daniel Jones might be back. I think they'll make a difference. I got the Giants winning this one. They're hitting their somewhat easy schedule right now because they had a very tough start to the year. I thought it was probably the toughest start of any team of the year and they proved why it was tough. They didn't win a game outside of the Cardinals. So, if I had to pick a team to win this one, I'm going with the Giants. It's going to be good enough. Defense actually showed up very well. They did enough to win, but they just didn't win. The Commanders might win this one. It's generally 50-50 in my opinion. I'm going to rely on the home team to win this one. I think the Giants need it more. And the Lions go and play the Ravens. Lions are arguably the best team in the NFL right now. It's really weird to say that, but they beat the Chiefs, they beat the Bucks, they beat the Packers in Lambeau Field, they beat a lot of pretty good teams. And right now, their only loss of the year was against the Seahawks. Seahawks on a bad team. It was a controversial loss. So, this game here against the Ravens is going to be a big test for both teams. Both teams have good defenses, but both teams have offenses that can play really well, but sometimes tend to struggle with it. The Lions, they're going to be out without David Montgomery, but luckily they have Jahmyr Gibbs coming back. So for Jahmyr Gibbs fantasy owners, this is a great thing for you. Hopefully they use them hopefully they use them a lot. And then for the Ravens, they always end up losing running backs. They always keep getting hurt. But right now, the receiving corps stayed somewhat healthy, and Lamar Jackson's also stayed pretty healthy. You have a chance to win this game. Defense is going to play well. Ravens sometimes tend to choke at late games this year, like against the Colts. That was the main one. And if I had to pick, again, I would rely on the Lions because the Lions have played very much more consistent football in my opinion. And I trust the Lions system a little bit more than the Ravens in my opinion. And then you got the Bills at Patriots. The Patriots always tend to be somewhat good at home, especially against quarterbacks they know how to play good against good quarterbacks at home. I think that will show up a bit here, but their Patriots offense just sucks so much. This is going to be a field day for the Bills defense. I got the Bills winning this one. It's probably not going to be close. The Patriots are going to be the worst team in the football. And then we're heading to the 4 o'clock games. You have the Cardinals versus the Seahawks. Seahawks are coming off a loss against the Bengals. They forgot to block the quarterback. DK Metcalf is acting a little like pretty childish, trying to push players, and then just it does not look well. It does not look well for the Seahawks right now. And the Cardinals always give you a good game. Even though the Rams last week, even though it might not look like a good game, the Cardinals had opportunities, and Joshua Dobbs threw a bad pick at one point when they had the chance to be able to tie the game in the start of the fourth quarter. So the Cardinals always give you a good game. Seahawks, I think they'll be able to bounce back. I think they should rely on the run game in this one if you can. The O-line sucks at pass blocking, but if you're going forward a lot, it's tough to suck at pass blocking whenever you run the ball. So, yeah. And then you have the Steelers versus Rams. I doubt any of these teams will get over 30 points or anywhere close to that. Steelers, you have to rely on a lot of close, lower scoring games based off your offense being very much limited. Not because of the players, but because of Matt Canada calling plays. And then the Rams, you're seeing Puka Nacua plays with Cooper Kupp, and so far it's been very well. I have to rely on this Rams team to be able to continue what they're doing. I got the Rams winning this one because they've actually found a good running back. But now Kyren Williams is hurt. So they finally found the running back. Now he's hurt. But I still think the Rams are going to win because the Steelers' offense is so bad. But again, it's not even really the players' fault. It's the coaching that's terrible. But if it gets late into the game, if it's a close game late, you're going to have an interesting matchup between the Rams O-line versus the defense of the Steelers, which can be very interesting late because TJ Watt's a very good guy getting after the quarterback, especially late in games, but Cooper Kupp is very good at getting open late in games too. So it'll be interesting as how that plays out. Then probably the game at the 4 o'clock games, the best out of all these games of the 4 o'clock stuff. The Chargers plays the Chiefs. Chargers need a win. They're 2-3 right now. They have struggled in close games. They've struggled in close games, like against the Cowboys, like against the Titans. They've made a lot of mistakes. And you just can't have that, especially against this Chiefs team. And this Chiefs team, they've not looked great this year, but they definitely won. They've won all their games, but against the Lions. You got to see what happens here. I have a good feeling that the Chiefs are going to win this one because the Chargers have looked solid, but they're always that team that should do way better than they actually are. And you're waiting for that 1 year they're going to break through and really, really show it. And that should have been last year, but then they blew a 27-0 lead in the playoffs. And they've seemed to not recover well from that. And Russell Herbert's missing a lot of his throws. It's not going well right now. It might have been because of his injury, but he played. If you're playing, then your injury is clearly not bad enough that you can't play. So your expectations are still up to that level. Then you got the Packers playing the Broncos. Let's see which team actually wants to win this one. I got the Packers winning this one. If I had to pick, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. This Broncos team I think should be better than they are, especially defensively. Their defense sucks. And the Packers, it's not looking good. But you can turn it around with this one. I got the Packers winning this one. And then this is the game of the week. I don't care what y'all say. This is the game of the week. Dolphins at Eagles. I doubt anyone's going to give a different game that's more important than this one. Dolphins, only loss here is against the Bills. Eagles' only loss was last week against the Jets. You got a matchup here that is very interesting to see. The Eagles might be without Jalen Carter and Darius Slay. They're on an injury report. And Devin Achane's going to be out for a couple weeks. So that didn't seem to bother them last week, but that was against the Panthers. They always seem to get guys open. But their one loss this year was at Buffalo. They got blown out. Miami clearly doesn't play that well in cold environments, especially at night games because it's going to be even colder. If I had to pick a team, this seems like it's going to fit more Philly style because it's at home in the cold. This fits their style more. I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this one. Could be close. I could definitely be wrong, but I doubt they're going to just throw over this team the whole game. And then on Monday, you have the 49ers against the Vikings. It's the Monday game. It looks like these players should be back for the 49ers. McCaffrey seems fine. Trent Williams seems okay. And Deebo Samuel, a little bit iffy, but you got McCaffrey back, which I think is the main one in my opinion. Brock Purdy played bad without them. Let's be honest. Played bad without them. You got one good drive late, but then, it's kind of missed throws. He threw some interceptions. Tough team to play against Cleveland. This is not as a tough team to play against Minnesota. We'll see if Minnesota does without Justin Jefferson. They've looked okay, but again, they played the Bears. There's not much you really can take away from playing the Bears. And you can seriously take into consideration. If I had to pick, okay, the 49ers are going to win this one. 49ers will win this one, probably in the blowout. Even though it's in Minnesota, I got the 49ers winning this one. So, yeah, leave on the comments what you feel about this. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.